Hey guys, what's going on? It's Spycat, and we're on to another one of my favorite actors who I collect, Forest Whitaker. Forest Whitaker is one of my favorite actors. It's just Forest Whitaker, man. It's like Forest Whitaker is Forest Whitaker in any movie, and that makes the movie good. He's great, definitely one of my favorite actors. I got a whole handful of movies with him. It's not like my last Wesley Snipes one that was only like a few movies, but I have a ton of movies from Forest Whitaker. Anyway, guys, let's get on with this. He's from Longview, Texas. He was born July 15th, 1961, and he's 55 years old. So you know how this thing goes, guys. We're going to go through the very earliest movie that I have down to the latest movie that I have. This is not the earliest movie that I have of Forest Whitaker. This is the latest movie that I have, which I just watched a couple nights ago. This thing is an outstanding movie, but I'll talk about that on the last one. So here we go, guys. Let's get this thing started. So anyway, guys, the very first movie that I have with Forest Whitaker in it, or the earliest role in a movie that has Whitaker. Man, sometimes you just can't talk. As usual, I can't talk. Let's just keep going. Anyway, the first movie that I have, the earliest movie that I have with Forest Whitaker in it, is The Color of Money with Paul Newman and Tom Cruise. He has a little small role in this where he plays the character of Amos. And this is from 1986. Y'all. Probably didn't need to add that y'all. He was in Platoon. He's pretty good in Platoon. He doesn't have a big part, but he's good in this movie. Platoon, all-time favorite war movie, also from 1986. Love that original cover. And then, of course, I have the special edition. I didn't need to add edition to that either. It's a special edition. Oliver Stone's Platoon, the special edition. Also 86. And if you guys can remember, he was in Bloodsport. I think only a couple parts. This one came out in 1988. One of the best Van Damme movies there is. I don't remember what he was in this. It said he plays a character called Rollins, but I don't remember him in this. And this is a great movie. This movie is all Forest Whitaker right here. And it's a film by Clint Eastwood, and it's called Bird. This movie is about a jazz player or a saxophone player, and Forest Whitaker plays the main role in this movie. And this is an outstanding movie. Clint Eastwood did a good job on this one. And I was looking for the movie called Johnny Handsome, because Johnny Handsome with Mickey Rourke, he has a part in that too, but I couldn't find it. I just looked everywhere. But you guys will see that when I do my Mickey Rourke movie collection. You'll see that I do have Johnny Handsome, and he's also in that from 1989. But the movie Downtown came out a year after that in 1990. This is one of those kind of rare movies you don't see too much. Definitely an out-of-print movie. It's Anchor Bay. This is a great movie, man. Rare one, though. This one's kind of hard to find. I don't know if this has even been released on Blu-ray yet. And in 1992, a couple years after that, he was in the movie The Crying Game, which this is a great movie. It got 6 Academy Award nominations. This is a good one, but I don't like this cover because it's not the original cover. But he was in this. He was in Blown Away, which also came out, I think, in 1992. No, this one came out a couple years after that in 1994. He has a part in Blown Away. Love that original cover. He was in Phenomenon, which came out in 96, I believe. Yeah, this was 96. This is a good movie, man. I don't remember him even being in this movie, though. And another movie that came out in 1996 was The Enemy Within. This is a HBO movie, I think. Yeah, HBO. I haven't watched this one, but looks like an action kind of suspense movie. Looks pretty good. And backtrack it up a bit. Backtrack up a bit. Sorry, I forgot this movie. He's in this movie called, obviously Species. He's in Species, which came out in 1995. And yeah, the order got messed up. But we're going to keep going. Anyway, in the year 2000, he was in Light It Up with the movie with Usher. Pretty good movie. Vanessa Williams. He was in Green Dragon. This one also came out in the year 2000. No, this one came out in 2000. 2001. Yeah, 2001, he was in Green Dragon with Patrick Swayze. And if you guys haven't seen my Patrick Swayze movie collection, check that out in my playlist. It should be under actors. I got like 60 different actors I've done. But yeah, Green Dragon. He's in The Fourth Angel, which came out in 2001 too, or 2001 as well. I'm trying to sound all smart, and I'm not. Fourth Angel, 2002, just like Green Dragon. I should have just said that. He was in Panic Room, which came out a year after that in 2002. This is a good movie, man. I got this special edition. It's like this paper edition thing. It's a special edition, not in your regular plastic case. That's what I meant to say. And here's another movie that also came out in 2002. It's Phone Booth, where he plays like the detective, or not the detective. He plays like the cop that they call when they're trying to talk down a crazy person. But he ends up helping Colin Farrell out. Because everyone thinks Colin Farrell is like crazy, but it's really the guy on the other line, Kiefer Sutherland, that's got him all tripped out. Jeez, what's wrong with me today? The Last King of Scotland, this one came out, I think, a couple years after that. This one came out in 2006, so like 4 years after that. Good movie. This is one of the good Forrest Whitaker ones. He was in Street Kings, which, let's see when this one came out. And 2 years after The Last King of Scotland in 2006, in 2008, he was in a movie called Street Kings, which this movie reminds me kind of like Dark Blue with Kurt Russell. This is a pretty good one. They were doing a lot of like cop type movies in like the early 2000s. Or no, that would be like the mid 2000s. He was in Vantage Point. This is a good one, man. I love Forrest Whitaker in this one. And this one came out in 2008 as well. Good movie, man. And he was in The Ripple Effect. This is a movie I really want to watch, but I just haven't been able to watch it. I ended up watching Two Men in Town a couple nights ago when I really wanted to watch this one. But I'm going to get to this one. This is The Ripple Effect, which came out. Let's see when this one came out. Oh, this was also 2008. I'm tripping. So this one also came out in 2008. I don't know what this one's about. Says he gives a really good performance in it, though. You guys can read it if you want. But he was in a movie called Fragments. When did this one come out? I'm being really slow, guys. Sorry. He was in the movie called Fragments. This was a year later in 2009. This is a good one, man. There's a bunch of movies. The Air I Breathe, which I thought I had, but I couldn't find it. This one and Powder Blue. Those movies all are like little like different stories in a movie. I guess you could say that. But there's Powder Blue. There's this one, and there's The Air I Breathe, which are really good. And I thought I had those, but I couldn't find it. He was in My Own Love Song, which came out, I think, in 2009. No, 2010. He was in My Own Love Song. This is a good movie, too. With some Bob Dylan music. Original music. Catch Point 44 came out a year after that in 2011. This is a movie with Bruce Willis. Who else? Nobody else that I know. All these guys, I have no idea who they are. Tara Reid. No, that says Nikki Reid. Yeah, I don't know. I just know Forrest Whitaker and Bruce Willis. And I will be doing my Bruce Willis movie collection real soon. And in 2012, he was in a movie called The Dark Truth. This is a pretty good movie, if I remember right. It has Andy Garcia in it. He was in that one movie that I can't remember. But A Dark Truth, this one, I already said when it came out. Man, I am being slow today. Lack of sleep. The Butler, this is an outstanding freaking movie right here. I saw this like 2 times. He nailed this movie, and it's also inspired by a true story. He plays the role of a butler, and it's just a great movie, man. This is just an outstandingly great movie. But yeah, The Butler, this is one of the good Forrest Whitaker ones. But I like mainly all the Forrest Whitaker movies that he's in. All the movies with Forrest Whitaker, I mean. Out of the Furnace, this one came out in 2014. This is another outstandingly great movie right here. Christian Bale, I will be doing my movie collection of him. William Dafoe's in that one too. And this is the latest movie that I saw just a night or two ago, and it's Two Men in Town, where Forrest Whitaker plays he plays a Muslim that killed a deputy sheriff, and he had to do 18 years in prison. And when he gets out of prison, he goes back to that same town or area that where he killed the sheriff. So even though he's out on parole after spending 18 years in prison, he wants to change his life. He wants to, go the right path. He's a devout Muslim. He just wants to keep clean, but they keep messing with him, the deputies, especially Harvey Keitel. He's one of the sheriffs, and his friend was the officer that was killed, the sheriff deputy that was killed. So he's constantly messing with him, embarrassing him. Forrest Whitaker ends up going out with this Latin girl who he meets at the bank. And, I'm not going to say what happens, but it's not a good ending, what happens. I'll just say that. But Luis is in it too. This is a great movie. If you guys want to read what this one's about, let me focus in on my new phone. Yeah, this is just a great movie, man. I love this movie. I was surprised that this was such a great movie. But yeah, focus again. Anyway, guys, that was my Forrest Whitaker movie collection. I hope you enjoyed it, and see you for the next actor, which will be, I think, Cuba Gooding Jr. I'll do next.